Hey, my laser loving friends, welcome to Laser Secrets, the podcast that's all about giving you the knowledge, confidence, and skills you need to be the best laser aesthetic practitioner possible. I'm your host, Jamie. I'm a laser obsessed med spa owner, medical esthetician, laser specialist, and passionate educator in the world of medical aesthetics. Today's episode is part of my Fast Science series, where we take a closer look at laser concepts and make them simple, actionable, and easy to understand. And today's topic, it's one I get asked about all the time, and I'm sure you do too. Why can't laser hair removal work on blonde, gray, white, or red hair? Okay, so if you've ever had a client sit in your chair asking, but what about my light blonde hair? Or is there a laser that works on gray hair? This episode is for you. So let's clear up the confusion and delve into the real science behind why lasers and light-colored hair don't mix. To understand why laser hair removal doesn't work on blonde, white, or gray hair, we first need to explore the fundamental principles on how laser hair removal operates. Laser hair removal relies on a process called selective photothermolysis, which is a technical term meaning the laser targets a specific color or chromophore in the skin. It delivers heat that destroys the hair follicle while sparing the surrounding tissue. For hair removal, the chromophore we target is melanin, the pigment responsible for the color of hair and skin. Here's the straightforward breakdown. The laser emits a specific wavelength of light, such as our Alexandrite 755, 1064 Nd:YAG, or diode 810. This light seeks out melanin in the hair follicle, is absorbed by it, and converts into heat. This heat then damages the follicle. It denatures that bulb area and the lining of the hair follicle, inhibiting it from producing new hair. So it basically kills the follicle. I like to say neutralize when I'm talking to clients, though. It sounds a little friendlier. So what is the issue with blonde or gray hair? Essentially, they lack sufficient melanin for the laser to detect. So going back to our t-shirt analogy, wearing a black t-shirt versus a white t-shirt on a warm sunny day, that black t-shirt is going to absorb the sun's heat and become warmer, similar to how dark hair absorbs laser energy. The white t-shirt actually reflects the sun and remains cool, just as gray, white, blonde hair reflect the laser instead of absorbing it. Essentially, no melanin means no absorption, which leads to no heat delivery, which results in no follicle damage and no permanent hair reduction. So, okay, we understand that for blonde, white, gray hair, but what about red hair? Because red hair does have pigment. Here's the nuance with red hair. Red hair does contain a type of melanin, but it's pheomelanin, not eumelanin. Eumelanin is that black and brown pigment that is super effective at absorbing laser energy. Pheomelanin is a red and yellow pigment. It does not absorb laser energy as efficiently. So it's kind of like that t-shirt again. Think of, instead of the white t-shirt, that maybe it's a yellow t-shirt or light orange t-shirt. You're still not going to get that energy absorption or heat absorption with a yellow or orange t-shirt where you would a black t-shirt. So while some darker shades of red hair might experience partial reduction, true redheads are unlikely to see significant results with hair removal. And here's the thing that can happen also, like say that hair follicle heats just a little bit and just damages the follicle. You could have a reduction in the thickness of hair. And we see that also with even darker colored hair if we don't use enough energy, where you're actually damaging the follicle and then the hair is still growing back, but it's wispier. So you may see that happening. Now, I get asked all the time too, are there any workarounds for light hair? Really, the answer is not with traditional laser technology. And here's why. So first of all, I've had lots of questions on, but what about 1064 Nd:YAG? Because it's our workhorse laser, it penetrates deeper into the skin. But really, this heavily still relies on melanin to absorb that laser energy. And this makes it super ineffective for that light colored hair. Also IPL, intense pulse light, or BBL, broadband light, which is, one and the same essentially. These devices also depend on melanin absorption and are similarly ineffective for blonde, gray, and red hair. And then this is a weird one, but I've had questions about this, and I've also seen some cringy stuff on TikTok and Instagram about this. Why don't you, as a workaround, dye the hair before treatment? Okay, so this does not work. An artificial pigment only coats the hair shaft. It doesn't reach the follicle, and this is where the laser targets. And actually, by doing this, you could actually put the person at risk for a burn because that is going to artificially just heat the outside and not do biologically what actual hair with melanin does. So the alternative solution for permanent hair removal, electrolysis. This method involves inserting a fine probe into each hair follicle and delivering an electrical current to destroy the growth center of the hair. So unlike lasers, electrolysis does not rely on melanin, and so it's effective on all hair colors, including blonde, gray, and red, and it happens to be the only FDA-approved permanent hair removal method for light-colored hair. Something to keep in mind, if you have a practice that you do not have electrolysis at, maybe recommend if you guys do waxing or sugaring, that could be a really great solution for that client, but really have a very real conversation with them and educate them on it's not that you do not want to treat them as a client, it's because it will not be effective. And I guarantee you having a very real conversation, but educating them and giving them the information about it, they will understand and appreciate your honesty. Another aspect of having great results with laser hair removal is proper cooling. So let's talk about this a little bit. So regardless of hair coloring, proper cooling is essential. So this is for before and after laser treatments. And the reason why is because it protects the skin from overheating and creating injury to the tissue around the hair follicle. So this helps to reduce the risk of burns or discomfort. This does minimize the pain and discomfort during the procedure, and it decreases inflammation. So this promotes faster recovery. Many modern laser systems are equipped with built-in cooling mechanisms, such as a contact cooler or cold air like a Zimmer. This safeguards the skin during treatment. If your laser device lacks a built-in cooling feature, applying a cold compress to the treatment area for about 2 minutes before the procedure can really enhance the client comfort and protect that skin. At my practice, we use the Quanta Lightstar for our platform that we do hair removal with, and we use the Alexandrite or the 1064 Nd:YAG. But our laser platform actually has a cooling plate on the laser hair removal attachment. So we utilize that contact cooling along with chilled ultrasound gel, and we get really great results. Post-cooling is super important as well. So immediately following the treatment, it's very beneficial to either apply a cold compress or a soothing gel if you have that contact cooler. This helps to alleviate redness and calm the skin. In my practice, we absolutely love using Elta MD's laser enzyme gel post-procedure. It gives additional cooling, plus has a skin conditioning effect. Also being sure that you're very good with your post-care. So making sure they're not doing any sort of time in the sun right after. We say a week before you do anything in the sun. And even then, like using at least a 50 SPF, 24 to 48 hours for excessive heat as well. So sauna, steam room, jacuzzi, super hot showers, hot yoga, things like that. And just being nice to their skin. No sugar scrubs, salt scrubs, anything like that. But really, when you're advising well on post-care, using that cooling, you're going to have a really great effect. Because really, we want to treat as aggressive enough to have a great result. Like I said in my last episode, safely aggressive is always the goal. But making sure you're using super safe settings as well. Test those settings out on yourself. Test them out on other team members. Making sure your laser is calibrated effectively as well. All of this will make all the difference. So, my laser loving friends, that wraps up today's Fast Science episode on laser hair removal, and I hope it's been useful. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your fellow aesthetic pros. And if you have questions, suggestions, or are interested in working with me directly, send me a DM on Instagram at Laser Secrets Consulting. Until next time, stay confident, stay curious, and here's to having the best laser results ever.